everybody, welcome. So in today's video, I would like to talk to you about stop chasing the hypes and moving into working on fundamentals. What happened in general is that people, they go and try to learn new things, new skills, and try to brush off on marketing strategies so they can develop a stronger business, which is completely legit. However, the problem happens once we start to get too much distracted by new things, by new hypes, by different strategies and concepts, and we spend more time trying to learn than implementing. That's when things start to get sour. And the idea is we want to make sure that we know exactly what is it that we want to do, what is it we want to achieve, and then just do that on a daily basis for an extended period of time. Having said that, the only thing that we need to do to create and make sure that we are selling is to basically do these three things: generate leads, convert those leads, and close them. That's it. That's the only thing we need to do. Now, the problem with that is that there is some details, as they say, the devil is in the details. So there are some details that we need to address inside this process. Of course, you're gonna have to go and market yourself. That's part of generating leads, is part of the whole process. But if we look just to this very process, which is generating leads, closing, and converting, which is just generating leads, making offer, and closing, there is some possible things that may happen. For example, when we generate leads, some of the ways that are known in marketing and that will never go out of style, it's developing lead gen and giving them to our dream customer so that we can create an inbound relationship rather than an outbound relationship, so that people come to us instead of going to them. That's one thing. Also, that allow us to speak to the masses, to reach the masses, because with one post, with one piece of content, we are able to get people to come to us instead of we going and speaking to many people. So there are a lot of advantages in being able to master the power of using lead gen. Now, for if you are an agent, obviously you need to find the right lead gen that fits your industry. Something like a calculator to calculate what kind of income you'll be getting once you get 65, or some quiz or something like that. Now that you have that and you deliver that to your audience and you've been building some relationship with your audience, now it's time that people come and say, hey, I saw that lead magnet that you just posted, can I have it? So at that time, now this is where business happens. Most people, what they do, they go ahead, they say, hey, how you doing? Thank you for reaching out. I appreciate that. Are you still interested in that lead magnet? They say yes, they send them the lead magnet. Then eventually they do the follow-up with them. This is the first scenario, and this scenario is 99.9% will fail because you don't have any authority with your audience yet. And if you don't have authority and trust with your audience, then this will fail. This only works with people who already are established in their market, and their audience knows them, like them, and trust them. Therefore, there is already some reciprocity is built. So once a person puts something like this, people feel the urge to get back to them and give them back and continue the conversation. The other scenario is when you are putting a lead magnet and somebody raises her hand or his hand and says, hey, I'm interested. Then the next thing you do is, hey, thank you for reaching out. I appreciate that. Might ask you a few questions before we can go even to see if this fits you or not. Now we are talking. Now we are talking business, because now we are filtering at the very entry, and we are not only filtering, we are filtering deep. And the next questions that we are asking is to identify exactly if there is a pain that we need to solve in the first place. Because a lot of times people may be interested, but they may be interested in the long run. They are just curious. So we don't want to be speaking to, taking those people and having them into sales calls and trying to push ourselves on them. We want to make sure that we know exactly where the person is. So the first thing is identify if there is a pain and what kind of pain and all the details that comes with that pain. And the second thing we want to understand, what is the level of the pain? Like they say in marketing, we want to understand where is the leak in the sink. If there is a leak, then we don't want to understand if there is a leak, most of the time people need to fix that leak ASAP. But if you don't have a leak, then it's gonna be fixed eventually. Okay, there is no, if it's just a small leak, then it's okay, it's going to be done eventually. So the idea is we want to do qualify people very early on the process so that we know exactly if we have a business, we're going to be able to drive those people to sales calls. If yes, if they are qualified, then yes, we can invite them to a sales call. If we see that these people are still far from purchasing and purchasing our product, then we move them into a place where we can continue to nurture them and continue to build a relationship with them. Then eventually when time comes, it's easy to make them an offer and close them. This is basically the proper approach on how to actually create relationships and filter very early in the process, rather than just get as much people at the top of the funnel, get them to the funnel and try to filter once they are at the very bottom. This will require so much time, so much energy, and a lot of headache. So while if you are just filtering at the very top, things completely change and works differently. If you guys are interested, if you don't have no idea on how to generate leads, or on how to what kind of leads you can create and all the different details, then I am gonna put a link of the different videos I did on this topic. But also I am inside my Facebook group, I go deep into all this, so please make sure to join us inside the Dream Agent Academy group, so that you can get so much information. Because for example, there is a script that goes into each of these scenarios, and I can't just go ahead and talk about the script here in YouTube, because it just takes too much time and people will feel bored. So in order to do that, I put so much information, detailed information inside the group, so that we have that relationship and we can communicate back and forth. All right, so with that being said, thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to hear your comments. Please make sure to leave any comments below, and I will be more than happy to get back with you. Have a good day. Talk soon.